can for you about your panels. So let's get them out here, and come on, guys. Want to say hello to everybody that's here in Los Angeles and everybody around the world who's watching this stream live via facebook.com/Xbox. Look at this. Hear that. This is your zombie team. Collin, Reza, Kevin, and Brian, and Jimmy, we're going to get out where everybody's going to sit down. Are you guys all set?
Yeah.
Hello.
All right, your mics are working?
Hello.
Yeah.
We're ready to have a little bit of fun here. First thing I want to do is I want to go down the line and have these fine gentlemen introduce themselves. Why don't we start right here?
Hi, I'm Kevin Sherwood. I'm a zombie music composer. All right, right on. Thank you very much.
I am Collin Ayers. I do sound design for zombies.
I'm Reza Elghazi. I'm a producer of zombies.
Brian Tuey, audio director.
Jimmy Zielinski. Hello. Creative director of Zombies.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be doing some Q&A. I've got some questions that we're going to start. We're going to get to that in a minute, but you guys have something you want to show, right?
Yeah, we have a little surprise for you guys. There's an internal video that we put together a while back. It's a music video. I hope you're going to like it. It's a little bit loud. Play it?
Let's roll the video.
Where are we? Venom! It's kick-ass. Let's do it! This ought to be a good time. It just blew them all over the place.
Wow. What did we just see there? That's unbelievable.
It's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, so that's never seen before, right?
Yeah, that's never left the walls of Treyarch.
I don't
So
even
you're
know.
the first.
What'd you guys think of that? God, maybe we should play that later on. We got a great hour going for you guys. We're really excited that you came out. And you guys having a great weekend so far? I got to tell you, on behalf of Xbox, we are so thrilled to be here and support this event, and I'm thrilled to be part of this. We're going to jump right in. Of course, we're going to be asking questions later on. But Jimmy, I guess we're going to start with you, and you're welcome to hand it off. I mean, zombies is so natural we all expect it, but how did it happen? Give us the backstory.
The story. You guys want to hear the story? The real story?
The real story.
So, Zombies was a real kind of grassroots effort in Treyarch. There's a really detailed version of it at Haxington Post. So if you guys want to look for the really kind of step-by-step story, go there, check it out. But for us internally, it was really about, one designer had a kind of kernel idea, and then he pulled in a bunch of people from various departments, sound, animation, which is where I was at the time, and everybody just came together and just made this thing. And we realized when we were loving it, and then it kind of grew to the company, and the company was loving it, and then it went from there out into other companies, and we found out during their development cycle that they were loving it.
Yeah.
We realized this was something. And so that's really the kind of short start of Zombies.
I want to talk a little bit about the sound, because that's something that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm so thrilled to have you guys here. You said you went to the sound guys. What kind of sounds were required? I mean, how do you know what zombies sound like? I mean, when you're sitting there and they came to you with the idea, you're like, oh, I know exactly what it is.
Well, Kevin works in our office, so we kind of had the idea of what a zombie should sound like, so we pretty much just, went with that. But no, we watch a ton of movies, and, we get inspired by things like Evil Dead, and we really wanted the zombies to kind of have an old school sound, so some of the processing and stuff we did is stuff that they were doing, in the 80s even. And it's kind of given them the signature sound that we've got now.
What are some of the secrets, if you can tell us, if we can look into the audio room and tell us what are some of the things you use to kind of create the zombie sounds? Are there any strange fruits or vegetables or anything?
Watermelon is big for gory sounds. Yes.
You said, Kevin.
You stab a watermelon with a pie slicer, and you get a nice slicing sound. Yeah, it's really cool sounding. But yeah, a lot of the one of the things that we do is we'll get into our own sound booth there, and we'll just go up to the microphone and go, okay, start recording, and all right, here we go. And we'll just take that and we'll put effects on it. We'll switch our voices around, and we'll make some creepy, crazy, weird zombie voices that then we put in the game, and it's really fun to play around in the sound booth for a while.
And then once you collect them, then you kind of have to layer them into the game to make sure they're popping in at the right time.
Exactly. Yeah, and we've got, when you play the game, you've got different types of zombies. You've got runner zombies, you've got crawler zombies, quad zombies, and you've got to make sure that everything sounds different so that when you hear a zombie, you go, that's a runner.
Right.
I better watch out because he's coming for me, or quads are coming in, astronaut zombies coming in. You got to make sure that they all sound different enough so you can tell right away what's coming for you.
I want to talk about the evolution of zombies. From the first map to Moon, how has the mode evolved? I don't know who wants to take that question first and pass it around. Jimmy?
Well, so again, this kind of comes from a love of us playing zombies. So, and then outside of that, it's obviously you guys. We listen to you guys, even more than ourselves, quite frankly. But we love playing it, and so we play it an awful lot, right? We're playing it every day. A change goes in, we play it. Something spawns from the community, and we actually put an idea of that in, and we try it and play that. We're just constantly playing it. And so going from the beginning map all the way till now, it's really been us playing, and then going to the next map, deciding what we want to do next, what can we do, and what can we get away with, and we try it. And we just keep doing that. And really one of our goals is to just kind of keep going up and escalating that process. So
What you've done. Go ahead.
Well, it's also a good place for us to prototype kind of new ideas. So, we had this idea for, having a first-person voice. What would that sound like? But we didn't have any infrastructure for that, because typically in Call of Duties we haven't had a protagonist that actually speaks. So with Verrucht, we actually said, well, you know what, let's try this out. And so we threw the Marines in, and everybody kind of had a generic script, but we got the system in place. And we always had these problems where you couldn't tell who was talking because the script was too much. So we said, you know what, let's add characters. And then from there, we sort of evolved the story, and once again, listening to community feedback and everything, we kind of grew it from there.
Yeah, I really started doing sound on Darice, which is a fan favorite map. But it was so cool to be working on Darice and having a hand in the storyline that started developing her. And now, in Moon, we've got this epic side quest. We've got all these characters, this backstory. Richtofen is changed from just the crazy evil scientist to he's got this whole rich backstory. And it's just crazy to think about how that single part of it has evolved, and Zombies itself has just evolved so much over the years. But that's just one small aspect of it that's changed hugely, and I love it.
I want to ask you guys a little bit about, clearly Zombies took so much from the main game. What has zombie mode given back? Has there been anything that Zombies mode has given back?
Ponytail tech. Ponytail tech, that's right, you heard it here first. If you look in Call of the Dead, there's a female character with a ponytail, and it moves around. That was developed on Zombies by Zombie Technical.
First playable female character.
And a first playable female character, there's that. But ponytail tech, seriously. And we're going to bring that in a big way. It's awesome.
Zombies are responsible for ponytail tech, which I think we appreciate that.
Really quick, actually, to that point, what Tuey here is saying is exactly true. We do a lot of risky things in zombies that we wouldn't normally otherwise do in kind of the standard game, Call of Duty or multiplayer. And we can really kind of push the envelope there because we're not afraid to kind of, you know, do something wrong. We know that our fans have great ideas, so again, riffing off of that, and then things internally, and we just kind of do whatever really comes
But
as
Jimmy,
fun.
people really, I mean, zombies mode, people expect the unexpected. So you got a wide canvas to go with.
That's exactly right.
We have actually a full creative freedom in the team. We can pretty much do anything we want, and that's a huge challenge for us because, you know, every time we finish a map, we're like, how can we do something that's much bigger? How can we introduce something that has not been done before? And that's really, really
So I don't know, maybe this is a loaded question because we're not really talking about where zombies are going right now. But what's something that's so outrageous it didn't make it into zombies? Is there just a little something you can tell us?
There's been a ton of Richtofen dialogue we've had to cut.
Okay.
In various areas.
You know, it's funny because not a lot doesn't make it in. What doesn't make it in usually doesn't make it in for time purposes. So really, everything we usually set out to do, we achieve in some way, unless time permitting, we can't.
That's great. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, actually, we do cut a bunch of things. You know, the biggest challenge in zombies is add new stuff at the same time try to retain the core of what gameplay is. And often we come up with an amazing idea, and we try and say, okay, this is fun, but that just breaks the core. So we can't have this. So we've been cutting some really cool ideas that didn't fit in. So we are very critical of what goes in. And this guy, Jimmy, you know, every time there's an idea, he just looks at it and say, yeah, this is great, but you know, that doesn't go with the core of what zombie gameplay is.
Well, we definitely test everything against kind of what the fans are expecting as true, you know, zombie gameplay, right? Like, you guys would know if something drastically changed and didn't feel the same. So we're really, you know, we pay a lot of attention to that. And we make sure that at the core of it, anything that does go in supports that. Or if it changes or breaks that in any way, we justify it with how fun it actually is. So
I mean, sometimes we go overboard, and then you got the men in suits come in. Legal guys say you can't do that, and we cut them.
But I'm sure the zombies team doesn't like taking no for an answer.
Not the first no.
Not the first.